Good morning, good morning, good morning, sunshines. It's early Saturday morning. I've been up wondering YouTube probably since about what, 3 o'clock this morning. Are y'all awake? Are y'all drinking or anything this morning? I have a little water in my little good morning sunshine mug. Because, trying to be mindful of the things that I do and don't put in my body. And I have a lunch date in a couple hours. And I got a lot of stuff to do this afternoon. Okay, so look, I really don't go live this early in the morning, but I'm taking one of my really good friends out to lunch today because she don't like to go nowhere and she need to get her butt out the house. And then I need to go get a cute outfit because I lost weight and my clothes don't fit properly anymore. And I was invited to a little secret party tonight. And I got to show up for the girls. So, anywho, good morning, sunshines, and welcome to my little space on YouTube called Organized Chaos. Listen, one of the things that I've been trying to do on my little YouTube channel is to kind of just figure out, like, what is my niche? Everybody puts that little word. What's your niche? Girl, I decided I don't have one, and I really don't want one. I want to come here and do the things that I want to do. So there is my niche. I'm doing what the F I feel like doing when I feel like doing it. And it made me laugh too. I see you are a family. Good morning, sunshine. Listen, your comment made me laugh because I have not been live since last Friday when I talked about Tasha K and all of the things and her apology. I was thinking of going live on Saturday. Something happened Saturday. Oh, I had a job interview that I had on Monday. And it took all of my energy Saturday and Sunday to prep for the interview for a job that I didn't even get a second call back for. That's a whole nother story. I hate interviews. They make me so nervous and I hate being judged. Girl, I can do the job. If I apply for it, I can do it. But anywho, that's a whole nother story. So I'm not going to go into a tangent. But I see you are a family. I have been thinking, like, do I have to go live all the time? Do I have to go live because it's the weekend and I'm off? And I just decided no, I'm going to go live when I feel like going live and when I feel like I have something of value to contribute to my channel, right? And my channel started out as just a space to kind of journal because I'm not really good at journaling consistently, writing down the crazy thoughts that go through my head or the experiences that I've had. And so I started YouTube a few years ago, but it was just really random and sporadic what I would post, how I would post it. Probably since November of this past year, October, November somewhere. When I started, no, kind of in April when I started my lock journey last April. I started really like feeling like I was doing content. The stuff that was on there, and I've left it there on my channel. The stuff that was on there before wasn't really content. It was just kind of just me doing, recording stuff, putting it up, uploading it. But like the content part of me, I feel like I have been creating content since about April of 2021, even though you'll see videos that date back earlier. And then just some of the topics and the discussions that I have or want to have, it has to be meaningful for me, or I have to be really bothered by some of the things that are happening socially in society, right? And so I will speak to those things. But other than that, I just don't feel like I have to go live if I don't feel like I'm contributing anything. But YouTube is like television for me. So I'm kind of always here. I'm always looking for my people. I'm always trying to see what new things, new spaces I can venture into. And, I like to be fed differently through all the different content creators that I follow and or subscribe to. I don't always come out of the clouds on all of the people that I subscribe to. And I do periodically unsubscribe to content creators. Sometimes I go back and sometimes I don't. So, yeah, that's why I haven't had any new content. I see you are. I had a whole job interview that made me nervous. I don't do nerves very well. I don't contain them very well. And so yeah, I just couldn't put nothing out after Friday. I was done. I was done so much that usually on Sunday I go to dance practice, and I couldn't even go to dance practice Sunday. I put myself on punishment because I couldn't even focus on studying for the freaking interview for the job that I didn't get. But I'm blessed because I still have my old little job. It's still there. All right, so this is me welcoming everybody to the channel. Good morning, sunshines. I'm kind of refining why my channel exists, and it really is for my future generations of the people that are important to me and anybody else that kind of vibes with me. That is why my channel exists, just to be who I am in this space. That is why I'm organized chaos, because I am all over the place sometimes. Sometimes I'm just, doing the things that I feel like doing, and I kind of, make them nice and organized on my channel. Organized chaos. And you know, the key is me, your girl Key. That's me. Got some people that I feel like are my virtual family members at this point in our relationship. ICUR family is one of them. I just modded your ICUR family channel as well, Bikini. So if you guys would be so kind as to subscribe to ICUR a family as well as a Bikini Body Challenge. Subscribe to my girl Foxy and Family. That is my friend in the real world. She's a really good person. She makes me a better person every single day. Her outlook on life is just refreshing. I need her energy in my life all of the time. Subscribe to my girl Evil. Listen, Evil's channel had me confused. She had some videos up. I didn't see them all when they originally dropped. Then they disappear and they're starting to come back. Evil, leave the videos up. I want to see the driving ASMR. I love it. So if you guys like ASMR, Evil has really good truck driving ASMR with cursey words scattered here and there and everywhere. Hear Her TV is, I don't know, is Hear Her my little sis or is she my niece? I don't know. I love Hear Her. She has the ability to just have a conversation and talk to all of the people on her channel about all of the things, and I'll be here for all of it. I get educated over there about things I know absolutely nothing about. I have a couple other content creators who I follow that I don't be knowing what they be talking about sometimes. And I just listen and try to learn as much as I can about the things that I don't even know what's going on. I took AT2 had a really serious topic last night about some guy that I don't even know who he is. But when I walked in, I was just like, oh my God, this man is like, and he's like a celebrity. It was really weird. It was so weird because AT2 is usually really just really light and funny. And it was just so deep and serious last night. My big sis out here in these virtual streets, Asaki Speaks. I am Dr. Saki. Please subscribe to my big sis. She probably sleep now. Big sis be up all night roaming around YouTube. She was on Hear Her early this morning. I was listening to Hear Her. And then I had to catch up because, of course, I fell asleep listening to her last night. And then I tried somebody else. Hear Her did her first read of The Coldest Winter. So I started listening to that. And then, yeah, I got to finish listening to that. And I got to figure out what else I missed when I fell asleep, child. I'd be asleep. And I was trying to go. I might try to go to Saki's thing tonight. But I forgot I had a party to go to. But I'm going to still see if I can do both. We'll see. Because I don't really, excuse me. Let's grab some water. When I go out, I don't really stay for the whole thing. I'm going to kind of show my face and get myself back home. Plus, you know, the COVIDiana is still out here doing its thing with the Omicron variant. So I don't be trying to be around people for an extended period of time. Hey, Bikini Boo. Yes. I'm trying to get a few workouts in. I'm behind. Oh my goodness, Bikini. You are one of the most consistent content creators ever created. What's going on? Girl, listen. Give yourself space and grace, though. When you got to take a break, because depending on the content, I can tell you this. When I do those, We All Deserve to Be Remembered, those take so much out of me. And the ones that I've been doing recently, the Janaya and then the one about Lauren, those two, I just been stuck with them. I can't really move on from them. I've been doing research on some other ones that I have lined up that I probably won't get to until after Black History Month. And then I teach social studies, you guys. So as a social studies teacher, I was like, girl, you should be doing something every single day for Black History Month. And then I was like, but girl, no, you're not. You are not at work on YouTube. This is not that YouTube don't pay me a penny to stress me out. And so I was just like, nope, just when you feel like doing your thing on YouTube, that's when you do your thing on YouTube, because this is a space I get to show up and just be who I am, flaws and all. Hey, Dana Bo. Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for listening while you are at work, and thank you for hitting that like button. Yes, you guys, if you are listening for a moment or for the entire duration or catching this on replay, please make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the like, and if you can share it, share your girl out here, please. Thank you and very much. Oh, I wrote a note too. I also want to shout out. I've gotten some new subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, new subbies. I am on the road to 500. I'm trying to get to 500 by 50. It's a big ask because I'll be 50 in June, but I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. I feel like, I'm going to put this out into the universe. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm still going to be here doing my things. But I would like to get to 500 by 50. So if you can help a girl out, share a little space. It won't kill you. It's free 99. Dana's giving love. Bikini said, my last interview, I didn't get the position. However, I requested feedback, and surprisingly, they thought my interview was good. However, I didn't sell myself enough. So when I mentioned it, it was due to nervousness. He was like, don't be nervous when you do interviews. Nervousness portrays fear. That could be it. I was very when I did my interview, when I interview, I'm really, really transparent, and maybe too much so, because I did let them know I was very nervous and that I did spend time preparing for the interview. I even took my notes into the interview, child. I was not afraid to say I'm bringing my notes in. And surprisingly, a lot of the questions that they asked me were notes that I had taken about the interview. So that could be it. But now I'm going to tell you this, Bikini. I asked for feedback. I haven't gotten any yet. So somewhere in my mind, unless I get feedback on Monday or something like that, or Tuesday of next week, I don't want to be in a place where they won't give me really genuine feedback. I like to be places that will challenge me, and I like to be places that allow me to be me and that I can grow, right? Not just myself, that I can grow the people around me too. We can help each other grow. So if I don't get feedback, I know I wasn't supposed to be in that position anyway. Even though, it's always a bummer when somebody tells you you didn't get the position or get the job that you're qualified to do. So I kind of beat myself up that first day. I think I found out Thursday. So Thursday I beat myself up a little bit. By yesterday I was fine. Today I got things to do. And I'm fine. And we had 2 snow days here. So having those 2 snow days kind of made the world just fine with me. So I didn't have to work for 2 days, girl. So you know so yeah, I do like that. That's good feedback for me. Bikini, anyway, it portrays fear. He told me to be confident and sell myself because the interviewers may not know you, so you have to convince them of your strengths and ability to do the job. I basically didn't get the job because I didn't really have experience in that area of work, but they had no doubt I wouldn't get it on my next try. That thing about experience in the particular position has never been impressive to me as a reason for somebody not getting a job, especially when it's a job that is like a promotional type of job. Like, how the fuck I'm supposed to have experience if I ain't never did the job? Make that make sense. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky. Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate you so much. Learning to love myself. Good morning, sunshine. All right. I am now working in the area reporting to someone who holds that position. So I am prepping myself. That's good, Bikini. I feel like my feedback came months later. Okay. They usually send out an email telling you have the option to request feedbacks. So the only time I got asked did I want feedback was from a friend. And when I interviewed for a position, it was a friend that asked me if I wanted feedback. Usually if I have a co-interview with people I don't know or have a relationship, they never ask me if I want feedback. And this is the first time I think I've asked for feedback. So I keep you posted, girl, because they might send it to me. Maybe they was busy on Thursday and Friday. We'll see. All right, you guys. So today's drinking journal is dedicated to my son. He is my boogaloo. And my boogaloo is almost 17 years old next month. And my boogaloo is in a really weird type of space where he's still my baby, but he's like, he got muscles, y'all. The boy be walking around with no shirt on, and I be like, oh no. And then I made him so uncomfortable. He walked up on me the other day, and I was like, you need condoms? Do we need to go to the drugstore? Do you know what size you need? Like, I need to help you. Like, are you interested in having sex? Like, I be so straightforward with my kids. It's ridiculous sometimes. I know I feel like I'm sometimes very overwhelming to them, but I don't have time to play about these things. Look, we got to have some conversations. And so I just go there with them. And so he was just like, I think it was yesterday morning. And so when he came home from school last night, he came upstairs and I was like, is it time for us to have the sex talk yet? I've been trying to have the sex talk with him since he was probably like 10, 11. I knew that he was experiencing the hard one when he woke up. And so my brother talked to him about that because I don't know what that's like. But then I was like, well, girl, if he can do all those things, he might be, he might want to feel like, And then like lately, I said he be walking around, he be going to the gym. He let me meet a little girl, for not prom, homecoming. And I was like, girl, boy, what's going on? You like the girls? And he has a car. So, and I try not to be like a helicopter mom. So I give him his space. I just need him home at a decent time. I'm like, where the girl is? What is you doing with the girls, son? What's happening? Do you need some equipment? And he hates it. He just be walking away from me. And so last night when he came upstairs, I was like, is it time to talk yet? Is it time to talk about the girls and the condoms and all of the things that we need to make sure you're safe? Because, the girls be having diseases that they don't might necessarily know that they might have. And then, I'm ready to be a grandmother, but not really. And you can't afford to take care of yourself. You don't even do a good job cleaning up your room. So I know you're not ready for a child. So let's just make sure you know what to do to protect you and her. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my son be so uncomfortable, but it's okay. I think when he gets older, he'll appreciate it. And he's starting to transition into, my mama is kind of cool. Like she a little crazy, but she kind of cool. Hey, my small space. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. Bikini said it's a managerial position. I was never a manager. However, since I am new to the department, I wasn't really aware of the responsibilities of that title or the title below it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. And I see our family is giving love. All right, you guys. So today's drinking journal is the author is Ta-Nehisi Coates. And since it's Black History Month and I was trying to figure out what am I going to contribute to the Black History Month space on my YouTube channel, this is a way for me to do that. So every Saturday, I'm not sure of the time, that I don't think they'll always be this early. There are 3 parts to this book, which is perfect. I'm going to start part 1 today. I'll do part 2 next week and part 3 the following or the last Saturday of February. If I get a feeling to do something in between the weeks, if something hit me, I'll be back. But for sure, I will be here. And then I don't think I can share any more of my dance videos until we finish the choreography, because I think I found my song that I want us to do for my birthday dance. Yes. And so I'm not going to share any more of the choreography or the song because you got to wait for the birthday video. I think also, listen, I'm going to share a little bit of what I'm going to do for my birthday. So I've been trying on dresses and doing all of the things. And everybody's like, when is your birthday? I have a stylist that I hired to help me get together this ideal in my head to celebrate my birthday. And so I went and tried on dresses. We had a snow day Wednesday. I went and tried on dresses Wednesday. And so the ladies at the boutique were like, when is your birthday? What are you doing? I was like, my birthday's in June and I'm not doing anything. I'll probably be on YouTube having a YouTube party. And that's true. I have no plans for my birthday. For my actual birthday, I probably am going to go to work and I probably will come on YouTube and share my video. So I am trying to create this movie in my head, a 50-minute movie for my 50th birthday. And that's all I'll say about that. That's my plan in my head. We'll see how that goes. It might be 10 minutes, child. But the goal is 50-minute movie for my birthday. I see you, our family says, I see you are. My small space is thinking I see you are. And then Learning says, good morning to I see you are. Okay, so look, StreamYard has a new way that I can share my slides with you guys, and I like it, except, so let me know. So I'm going to show y'all the old way that I share slides, and then I'm going to show y'all the new way that I can share through Google Slides. The only problem with the new way is that on my screen, I can't read it from my monitor. It comes on StreamYard directly, which is nice because it'll at least look like I'm still looking at you and I don't have to turn this way. But the new way has like a little bar at the bottom and I can't necessarily finish reading. So this is the old way I share slides with you guys. So I want you to see both ways and then I want you to help me make a decision. So I would share them from my monitor. So this is how I usually share my screen the old way. So this is option 1. Or I can share them directly from Google Slides now. And this is option 2. Let me know which option you want me to try today. Do you want me to try option 1 or do you want me to try option 2? I think I like option 2. And I think I don't see the little thing at the bottom. I think option 2 is a better option. Bikini says, I wish you were living close to me. I need a choreographer. My 40th is next month and I want to do a photo shoot and dance instead of a party. Bikini, let's send me an email. Let's set up something. We can do something through Zoom. We can do a Zoom choreography session through yeah. That's not impossible. I can help you with that for sure. As far as a photo shoot, you need to get, so I did a 40th birthday photo shoot. I might share it with y'all one day. I shared it a little bit in one of my weight loss updates. Some of the images from my 40th birthday shoot. This year, the same girl that styled me for my 40th birthday shoot, she's actually a model. So I hired when I turned 40, she didn't charge me. She was just kind of doing it. So it's been 10 years since my 40th. So she kind of has perfected and she had a relationship with videographers, makeup artists, and I don't really do makeup, so I wouldn't even know where to start. So she's going to help me do all of that stuff. Now, one of the things that just happened with me sharing is that the Wi-Fi connection just went out. So I don't know if that's because of how I'm sharing it. I'm not going to worry about it though. So yeah, Bikini, let's do it. I'll help you. Send me an email, organizedchaos@gmail.com, and send me some song suggestions that you like, the type of songs that you're interested in. And then if you want to do, are you going to do a solo or are you going to dance with some friends? So just send me some details about the vision that you have, and I can absolutely help you. It will be my honor and my pleasure. Count it as your early birthday present. That is not a problem. It would be my honor. I have some little talents that I love sharing. Dancing is one of my absolute loves. When I tell you love, I love dancing. All right, so let me see. Let me stop that other screen share. That could also be. All right, so let's get into it. So, this is a contribution to Black History Month. And this is a book that I read probably in 2016. The book came out in 2015. I think I read it probably 2015, 2016 when it first came out. The author's name is I think it's Ta-Nehisi, quotes. And the name of the book is Between the World and Me. And I am dedicating this to my boogaloo. And I'm going to tell you why I'm dedicating this to my boogaloo. All right. So when I read this book, initially I cried. Like when I tell you I cried so many tears when I read this book. It was a book that I couldn't put down. It was a book that and so I have a habit of reading books. I don't really read them. In graduate school, I learned how to kind of just review and skim over the words and kind of get the important parts. So I don't really read stuff anymore. I kind of give it a brief overview and then I go from there. This book I sat with and I actually read, and it was so deep and meaningful to me. And in 2015, my son was 10 years old? Yeah, he was 10 years old. So he was about 10, 11 at the time. And all I could think about was his life. Like literally, I could just only think about his life. So in that moment, I cried for my son. I cried for humanity. I cried for Black people and the experiences and the love that we pour into our children, the different ways that we show love to our children, to our family, and to the things that are important to us and the things that we care about. And it was just so meaningful to me. And so I think last year, while we were still stuck and he was still stuck at home, he wanted to read some books. And the first book that came to my mind was this book. So I went out and I bought him this book. And I wanted to make sure he understood, even though this book was written by a Black man, I wanted him to understand what is being poured into him, just from my perspective and how meaningful this book was for me. And so I just wanted to share that with him. So that is my why of why this book resonated with me. And that is my why of why I am live today. And guess what? Hey, sis. Hey, Evo. Evo, I was talking about you. Because I be here for the trucking ASMR of it all with the cursey words sprinkled throughout it. And I swear I thought I was going crazy one day because I looked at your channel and I saw some videos. I was like, oh my goodness. So I saw the first one when you did it. And then I saw some other ones one day and I was like, oh, good. I can go back later and I can watch, that one and that one and that one. And then when I went back later, it was only the first one. I was like, am I losing my shit? What the fuck happened to the videos? Like, I swear. I was like, was I drinking when I saw all of the videos on Evil's channel? And then today I went back and I saw 2. And then I saw Saki had made a comment like, yay, you put it back up. I was like, okay. I ain't crazy I am, but I ain't crazy. I was so irritated with myself. Like, girl, you be daydreaming sometimes. Or that Mary Jane. Girl, I was just like, what happened? I did not see them videos. And I know I saw them videos. I thought I was losing all of the marbles that I had left. And it might not be that many left. She said, girl, I got mad and took everything down. What was you mad about, Evo? Don't be listen, it took forever for you to put the stuff up. Leave it alone. Don't be getting an attitude and taking the things down. We be here for the ASMR of it all. And we need hear her to go over there and watch your ASMR. Cause listen, hear her be trying to do the ASMR and I be getting my whole life. Hear her is abusive to ASMR. If y'all ain't never hear her try to do ASMR, go listen to her live. I think it was yesterday morning. She attacked it all. I was dying. All right. So let me continue, you guys. So that is why I am doing this drinks and journal today, because of my boogaloo. And I wanted to as I defined who I am on YouTube, This is a space where, my future generations of whoever they are that don't necessarily exist, and even my kids when they get older, they can always come here and hear their mother, see their mother, and just vibe no matter what. If I don't wake up tomorrow, this will exist. So I am just going to use my space to do whatever I feel like doing on my channel. I didn't have any sleep in 2 days, and it was hungry. I hadn't eaten in 2 days, and Big Sis was trying to tell me how to do subscriber only mode. And I was like, not today, sis. I be cracking up when you and Saki be going back and forth. Y'all got the best relationship ever. All right, y'all know I'll be in these comments. I got to stay focused. I got a lunch to get to. All right. So, hey, Bay. I never get to see Bay. Oh my goodness. Okay, Evil said, and I was like, fuck this shit. I'll fix this. No videos, no stress. Evil, you just be out in the world tearing up stuff. I do that too. I took my original wedding pictures and my original wedding video when I found out my husband was cheating. I'm not really mean spirited, but I took the pictures, the originals, I cut them up and I sprinkle all of the pictures on the driveway so that whenever he decided to pull up into the home, he would drive over the pictures and the video and further destroy it because we was already destroyed, girl. So I understand the impulsiveness of it all. Hey, bae, happy early Saturday. I never get to catch your lives, bae. Every now and then, child, I be sleep. You be up late. My people be up late too, child. I be sleep on them too. Hey, BJ Diaz. Good morning and thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, I got to listen, y'all. Somebody told me in my comments one time, I think when subscribers leave comments about what you can do better on your channel and you don't ask them what you can do better, they shouldn't necessarily tell you what you can do better. I had a subscriber tell me that, it was too much and I shouldn't read the comments. Girl, I be here for the comments. The comments make the experience what it is. My big sis is the one that taught me how to go through and read the comments. When I used to be in spaces that she resided in and she would read the comments, that makes you feel heard. That's why we're all here gathered together today, so we can talk to each other. We talk to each other through the comments. So anybody in the future, if you don't like me reading the comments, thank you so much for your feedback. I appreciate it. But I'm going to read my comments, girl roller. Every last one of them, girl roller. They said my schedule is weird. Now I have to get back to my 10 p.m. Girl, I be sleep at 10 p.m. too. That's how I look at my channel too. I want the generations after me to see the things I was into. Period. Girl, this is my little history book for my future. All right, let's do this, y'all. Focus. All right. So the book. Oh, wait. Let me hurry up. Because Evil has something to say. Maybe she was a bush baby and never commented because if you comment, you want it read by some child. That's all I'm saying. When we come to these lives, when we gather together, we like to talk to each other. And I'm going to read my people's comments. I appreciate the people who take the time to actually put their fingers on the keyboards and say something to me, right? Like you didn't have to. I go to some people's channel and I never say anything. I never participate. But when people actually take the time to drop down out of the heavens or to come up out of them bushes and say something to you, I just think it's really important to acknowledge that. That's part of this YouTube experience. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been here by myself before, child. I appreciate the new people who be showing up to talk to your girl. I will talk to myself though. Don't get it twisted. But girl, roller, I be here for the people. I do. All right. So This book is written in three parts. This book is kind of like a love letter that Ta-Nehisi wrote to his son. So Between the World and Me is a letter written in three parts. Coates writes directly to his son, Samari. Coates is 40 years old. He wrote this book in 2015. And Samari is 15 at the time. The text is not set up as a traditional narrative. Rather, it traces Coates' thoughts and feelings throughout his life so far. It is loosely chronological, though sometimes interrupted with anecdotes of chronological order. The plot has less to do with specific events and more to do with the way Coates' thoughts and opinions change over time. Part one begins in the present. As a host for a news show interviews Coates. She asks Coates what it means to lose his body, and he answers her with all the knowledge he has gained over the years. Coates turns to his childhood, describing his life and family as he was growing up in the ghettos of West Baltimore. His first understandings he first understands the gap between his black world and the suburban white world in childhood, though he cannot articulate the reasons for the separation. Coates begins to give form to his thoughts by reading the many books on Africana that his father owns. He develops a belief system similar to that of Malcolm X and disagrees with the idea of nonviolent protests. Excuse me. I put a link to the spark notes that I'm going to be using today. I also put a link, and it looks like my internet is doing crazy things. I also put a link to the actual book. So if you've never read the book, if you go to my description, you can read the book. So the book is there. I'm not going to read the book. I'm going to use the spark notes, and we're going to go through that. And then if you guys want to have discussion, just put your stuff in the chat. You already know how we do. We going to read all of the things, girls, all of the things. And any gentlemen that are here as well. And for my Boogaloo, who will one day watch this and know how much that I love him. I love you, Boogaloo. And I also love my little spirit. My baby is 19 almost. She in college. Hey, girl, hey. Sometimes she be watching me. I pulled her up on the channel with me one day. She did my DNA. If you guys ever see my DNA drinking journal, I think it was a drinking journal. I did my DNA journey with Ancestry and My Heritage. My daughter came up on that one with me that day. BJ Dad says, I love when content creator reads everyone's comments. I love that about Saki, period. That was one of the things that really had me follow her to the different spaces before she finally got her channel going, right? Like she just acknowledges people, and that just really feels good, especially with everything that we've all been going through together out in these, infested streets. I know that's right. I'll be having a whole convo with myself, girl, babe. When I first started on YouTube, it would be me, myself, and I. Just on here talking. And I just did it. And I still will do it if necessary. It's okay, right? Like, I want to get to the 1,000. I want to get to the monetization, but that's not my why. That is absolutely not why I come here. That is not why I show up or at any period point in time on YouTube. I show up because I am just creating a space where I exist in this universe. And there's more love being shown. All right, let's get into it. Hopefully the Wi-Fi figures itself out because I am plugged in. I am not on Wi-Fi. I am on the ethers. All right, so this is the summary for part one. We are only doing part one today. So this is pages 5 through 13. Between the World and Me is a letter that Ta-Nehisi Coates writes to his teenage son, Samori. Coates begins by describing an interview he did for a news podcast. The host asks Coates what it means to lose his body and why he thinks that white America's progress is built on looting and violence. Because it is. Mm-hmm. Coates clarifies that white America is really those Americans who believe they are white. His short answer is that American history explains white America's progress. Then he gives a complex overview of American history and its relationship to race, racism, and the violent physical extortion of Black people's bodies. He believes Americans have made democracy into a god. Child! Yes, yes, and yes, yes. And use it to forgive themselves of the nation's enslavement and torture of Black people. When Abraham Lincoln declared everlasting government of the people, for the people, and by the people in 1863's Gettysburg Address, the country did not define Black individuals as people. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They said, and you will steady pace wins the race. Facts. Yay. All right, let's keep going. When Coates finishes his attempt at an explanation, the host shows a picture of a Black child hugging a white police officer and asks Coates whether there is hope. At this moment, Coates is sad because he knows he has failed to articulate his point. He has to search internally to understand why he is feeling saddened. The host is essentially asking him to awaken her from the dream of an innocent America and its white culture. He realizes his sadness is for all the people who are brought up believing they are white and reveling in superficial hope. However, he is mostly sad for Samori, his son. Though Coates himself has long wished he could escape into this dream, it is not possible for Black people because the dream itself rests on their backs. Child, I think every single human being should take a DNA test, especially white people. I think they will really be surprised at how much African ancestry they possess. Um, Big Sis was talking about it last night on her. Wasn't it Big Sis? Child, I be listening to so many people. I think it was Big Sis when she talked about breastfeeding, the wet nurses. Was that last night? Child, it'd be so many times. I feel like it was last night or the night before. Girl, I don't know. I don't know. But when does your DNA makeup, how does it become 100% pure when none of us are 100% pure? I got my ancestry results back and I am 30% European. I had no idea I was 30% European, child. I think if white people took DNA tests, especially racist white people, they will really be astonished at what their DNA says about them. Coates writes to his son when Samori is 15. And this year, Samori has seen several cases of undeserved police brutality against Black individuals. Samori now understands that police have given the authority to destroy his body. Coates reminds Samori that this is the week he learns that the killer of Michael Brown will go free. Samori stays up to watch the indictment, and upon learning the police officer will go unpunished, goes to his room and cries. Coates sits with Samori, but doesn't try to comfort him, instead telling him the reality of the situation. This is his country. He is in a Black body, and he has to figure out how to live with it. At any point, a Black person's body can be destroyed or assaulted for any reason, and the guilty parties are rarely held responsible. Yeah, my son and I have had some very difficult conversations. My son goes to a majority, uh, he goes to a suburban school. Let's just say that. He goes to a suburban school. Um, and we've had some really difficult conversations about things that have happened to him in the school. We've had difficult conversations about social injustice in the world, and my son will literally, like, we have some really cool unexpected conversations when he just wants to come up and talk about what's happening in the world. And though at those times, I know that all of the things that I poured into my son, like, they've resonated with him. When it's not me initiating the conversations and he just wants to talk about how he feels as being a black man, a young black man in America, I revel in those moments. All right, back to it. Coates has spent his whole life trying to figure out how to live in a black body in the midst of the American dream. His parents taught him to reject the idea that America had a preordained glory and never consoled him with a belief in religion or an afterlife. I did religion when my kids were really, really little. I stopped doing organized religion when my kids were about, I can tell you the year, 2015. This book came out. I stopped going to church in 2015. I grew up Baptist. I grew up in church, and I had to stop churching when my children were young. I wanted to get, they've had experience, they were baptized, but I wanted them to think about their religious journey in the world. I had given them a lot. Um, they get a lot from that. My dad is a little, and I see my Wi-Fi. I think my Wi-Fi has acted up with my laptop. It has to be the way that I'm sharing my slides. I mean, twin, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for stopping in. I just got started. You know my chat be having talking. But I don't like Wi-Fi, you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing this way and I'm ready my old one because I don't like when the Wi-Fi acts up. That's why I got a new laptop in the first place. So y'all give me a second to change out how I'm sharing this. I'm gonna share it differently. And hopefully that will fix the Wi-Fi. Give me a second. Take that off. Let's see if it changes. What's happening with my Wi-Fi? My internet signal back here. While I'm doing this, since Bay came up, let me drop Bay's chat. Her channel. Let me also drop my Small Spaces channel while we wait for my internet to get itself together. Yeah, it's acting up, and I don't know why. It's not from the share because it's still doing it. It says it's unstable, and I'm definitely not on Wi-Fi. I'm plugged in. Girls. Okay, so since that didn't help it, I might as well go back to my slides because I like the slides. All right, let me get back to the slide I was on. All right, so I'm just going to have to deal with the struggle streaming of it all today because, girls, hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. You guys, please subscribe to Pillow Talk with Bay. Subscribe to my Small Space. Yes, love to Mimi. All right, let's keep going. Excuse me, guys. When Coates finishes his attempt at an explanation, the host shows a picture of a black child. Oh, I read that one already. We're on the next one. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Girl, yes, you did. There we go. No, it's that one. Coates has spent his whole life trying to figure out how to live in a black body in the midst of the American dream. His parents taught him to reject the idea that America had a preordained glory and never consoled him with a belief in religion or an afterlife. Accepting that this is his only life, he asks, how do I live freely within this black body? He has sought to answer his question through reading, writing, music, arguments, and school, and has concluded that it is unanswerable. However, his constant struggle to come to grips with the brutality of his nation and his lack of control over his own body have freed him from his biggest fear, disembodiment. In this way, the struggling and questioning is worthwhile, though Coates knows there is no answer. All right, you guys. What else? Oh, you are welcome, my small space. It looks like my internet done got its life together too. Let's keep going. All right, so this is pages 5 through 13. The first several pages of Coates' letter set the tone and basis of his viewpoint. He introduces ideas of those who believe they are white and the dream, which seem opaque at first. But Coates considers them to be an essential part of America's history. Coates posits that Americans think of race as one's inherent feature given to them by Mother Nature. Racism is the need to assign this feature or color to people and then use it to humiliate or destroy them. Therefore, Americans widely believe that racism follows race. But if race is inherent, this allows people to view racism as an unfortunate external consequence of Mother Nature like a natural disaster instead of man's handiwork. Coates argues that racism actually comes before race. Deciding who counts as a person doesn't depend on genes or physical features, but on the belief that these features can indicate a hierarchy within society. Humans have always had different hair and eye colors, but it is a newer belief that these differences can indicate how to correctly organize a society or can decide who has more or less worth. Yeah, because racism and defining importance based on race started in America. The whole idea of slavery has always been inherent since the beginning of time. Making it based on color is was unique to America. Mhm. It was unique to America. Vicky said, my hubby phoned me. Sorry I missed wishing my sisters who came in good morning. Oh, Vicky is sending love. That's okay, Vicky. We know, girl. Listen, I be dipping in and out of people's lives all the time. I'll be like, what I miss when I come back. This new idea is at the heart of a group of people who have been brought up to believe that they are white. But white as a race in America doesn't really mean anything. All white people who were named something else before they were named white, such as Catholic or Welsh, those who believe they are white are those who grew up in a nation founded on the belief that it had a right to choose which inherent traits indicated a correct ordering of society. Coates says that unlike black, the term white is tied to criminal power, the elevation of the belief of being white. Dr. Oh, wait, I missed where I was at. The elevation be white. White progress. The elevation of the belief of being white. White progress has nothing to do with the things that are culturally associated within white people in America. White progress isn't innovation. Memorial Day cookouts or football. Right, Memorial Day cookouts or football. White progress has been accomplished through violent acts against slaves. Coates emphasizes that all our current phrases to describe this problem, such as racial profiling, racial justice, and white privilege, are all meant to obscure that the problem is really physical, visceral violence against Black bodies. Yep, and yep. All right, let's keep going. Coates points out that this problem isn't unique to America. All powerful nations have become powerful in part by violently exploiting others' bodies and forcing them into labor. However, Coates believes America should be held to a higher moral standard because America claims that it is a great and noble champion because of its democracy. This claim is hypocritical because slave labor built America. Let me say that one more time for Black History Month. Slave labor built America. And that is not real democracy. Now, many white Americans in the generations after slavery do believe slavery is wrong and reject the idea that race has anything to do with the human's worth. However, it is much easier for white people to ignore the past and believe that the current America is innocent of the sins of the past. Coates contends it is not sufficient to disconnect oneself from the dead white people who perpetuated slavery. Applying a truly moral standard could mean facing and questioning the evil things that our nation has done, and it would be painful. It would mean accepting the fact that today's white individuals are still profiting from past evils and cannot be declared innocent. Meanwhile, Black people cannot turn a blind eye to America's history simply because the injustice was committed against their ancestors. Slavery persists today in the form of fear for one's body. Coates says the American dream is the naive or willfully ignorant belief that America is now innocent and forgiven of its past. For Americans who believe they are white, the dream is a blissful lie. I always find it curious at pushback about teaching history fully and thoroughly. I think they have laws in Texas where they write a lot of the textbooks. They're trying to take like slavery, the little bit of whitewashed slavery that they allowed to be in textbooks, because it's making people uncomfortable. The more aware and awake we become as a nation, they are even trying to take that little bit out of textbooks. Like, they don't want to acknowledge the trauma that still exists generationally, that was created and perpetuated at the forming of this nation. This is pages 14 through 39. Coates realizes fear has been present his whole life, and looking back, he recognizes that all the displays of power in his Black community were born out of fear. The dramatic clothing of the gangs in his neighborhood, the loud music, the loud women, and the hard and brutal stares, they are all attempts to assert control. He also sees fear in his family, especially in his father, who beats him with a belt. Coates tells a story about his mother and grandmother. His mother let a man in the house who claimed to be his grandmother's boyfriend. And when his grandmother got home, she made the man leave and then beat his mother harshly. It was an effort to remind Coates' mother how easily she could lose her body. His own father beats Coates when he is a child and later claims either he can beat his son or the police can. Hey, Junebug. Greetings. Thank you for being here and tuning in. I appreciate you. This is evil. Exactly, organized chaos. They don't want their children to learn and see the entire truth. Listen, again, I teach history. I teach it. What's nice is I get to insert the important things that I think are important into my classroom. And so, yeah, I do it because I can. See how that works? That's why we have to show up in spaces. We have to have positions where we can make sure our voices are heard. We need to educate ourselves. We need to have jobs where we don't necessarily see ourselves in some of those spaces a lot of times. And we need to be able to speak our voice and raise our voice in whatever spaces we reside in. All right, let's keep going. Oh, wait, did I finish reading that one? Y'all know I get distracted. Oh, yeah, I did. I finished that one. This parental violence comes from both fear and love, but children take the same violence to the streets. Coates speaks of his youth in West Baltimore as being naked. His body is constantly vulnerable. An older boy pulls a gun on him for no reason. The boy doesn't shoot, but Coates suddenly understands just how easily his body can be taken from him and begins to understand the city's frequent murders. Contrary to his daily experience, Coates sees a different world on TV. There, white boys don't constantly fear for their bodies, and life seems to consist of suburbs, cookouts, and football cards. He recognizes, even as a child, that his life is a world away from the lives on TV and that there is an insurmountable difference between black fear and white freedom. Though he doesn't know why this is the case, he wants to escape the fear of this world. Coates resents the school system because it is just a new way to control the body. Being a good student means keeping one's head down, working quietly, and walking in straight lines. The schools praise the nonviolence of the civil rights movement, but to Coates, the black protesters just seem like they love getting hurt. It doesn't make sense to him to put these protesters on a pedestal when the same behavior in the streets will get one killed. He sees the streets and school as two arms of the same beast. If you don't do well in the streets, you get hurt. And if you don't do well in school, they send you back to the streets. Now, that's real talk right there, where you can get hurt. Coates warns that intentions do not matter because good intentions allow people to shirk responsibility for their actions. Coates' portrait of grown oh wait, this is the next section. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I missed the whole page. Child, let me slow down. This is the last page. Coates does not have religion to take solace in or help him answer questions, so he turns to writing and books, in which his father has many. He is drawn to Malcolm X because Malcolm X is straightforward, honest about his emotions, and wholly concerned with protecting the black body. He has no interest in fake morality or meekness. Coates relates to Malcolm X because he too was also almost killed on the streets and clashed with the school system. Coates admires that Malcolm X found himself by reading in prison. And when he got out, he spoke and acted like someone in control of his own body. Coates finds hope that he can feel this freedom through study and exploration. All right, everybody is giving love. Evil says, Black folk and white folk walk hand in hand. They have to in order for either to exist. The other must benefit. And the older I get, the more I realize that that is true. Like, we have to figure this whole thing out. We have to learn from the past. This is the way they have made it to be. Absolutely, Evil. I totally agree with you. All right, let's keep going. Oh wait, y'all know I'll get distracted. Did I finish this? Yes, I believe I finished this. I'm gonna start at the end. Coates admires that Malcolm X found himself by reading in prison, and when he got out, he spoke and acted like someone in control of his own body. Coates finds hope that he can feel this freedom through study and exploration. Coates' portrait of growing up on the streets explains the cyclical fear which filled his childhood, and this is evident in his father saying, either I beat him or the police. His father knows that the police have regularly used the authority of the law to beat or kill black men, and he views it as a better alternative for him to do the beating instead of the police. Coates has already referenced several cases of police violence for Samori. Coates says that using the authority of the law to harm black bodies comes from the tradition of slavery. Even though black people are legally free, the reality is that it is permissible to physically put them in their place without repercussion, especially when a police officer is involved. True story. Coates' father knows that it would take very little for Coates to be seriously harmed by police. A wrong movement, wrong word, or just being near the wrong address at the wrong time could cost him his life. So his father, reacting out of fear and love, pelts Coates to physically show him how easy it is to lose the security of one's body. He wants to beat discipline into him because he is scared of losing him. I'm going to read that last line again because this is true, I think, for Black parenting. I learned this along my parenting journey. I grew up getting whoopings, right? My mother would whoop me with a shoe or a belt. My big mom would whoop me with a strap or whatever. That was normal for me. The older I got, the more I learned, the more I grew. I realized that that was something that we carry with us from slavery, the whippings and the beatings, right? And so I didn't do all of that to my children. Not to say that I never walked up on my son in the shower when he was wet and butt booty naked and got retribution for something that he totally absolutely shouldn't have did the day before, girl. That surprise attack will get the children in order. However, the things that I grew up experiencing, I didn't think it was necessary for me to put that on my children. So I don't, I'm not mad at the way that I was parented. I just parented differently when it came to me parenting my children, right? So I feel like I took what I learned from my parents and what I didn't like, I kind of fine-tuned it, and I'm sure my children will do the same thing. The things that drove them crazy about me as a mother, they will very likely not do that with their children. They will do something different and they will do what works for them. Evil says, no black fear and white freedom. Black folks, white folks. Or black females, white females. Which one is the evil? I don't know. All right, let's keep going. This fear seeps into the streets too. Young people's parents beat them. So they are afraid of their parents as well as afraid of the police. And the kids themselves are violent with each other. Learning the culture of the streets is a daily effort to avoid violence and secure Coates' own body. The body language, phrases, movements, and gang relationships that Coates must memorize leave so little room for error that they practically guarantee violence and crime. The gangs in his neighborhood dress in clothes that suggest authority and fight on the streets according to complex codes and bylaws. Their baggy clothes, puffy jackets, and chains are meant to assert control so nobody can touch them. The same is true for loud music and loud, aggressive women. Coates can now see through these actions and knows that trying to appear powerful is just a shield from the fear of the violence against their past generations. Vicky says, Evil, I really enjoyed your travel. The sky was so warming. I know, right, Vicky? I love her stuff. Black fear, white freedom. I got you, Evo. I got you. I got you. Yeah. I need you to put all the videos back up, please, Evo, and leave them. Thank you very much. Coates says that school is part of the same beast as the streets. Society teaches Coates that school is a place where you can avoid jail. Coates struggles with school, which seems ironic because he is clearly a very curious child. But the schools are not concerned with the curiosities of Black boys and girls. Being a good student truly means letting the school have more control over the body. In contrast, white schools don't say, this will keep you out of jail, but instead, this will get you into college. In white schools, education is viewed as a stepping stone to pursue one's interests and obtain a fulfilling job. The streets are like a trap that Coates and his community cannot escape. He describes his father beating him both for letting another boy steal from him and for yelling at a teacher. Coates learns that one can have their body assaulted if they are either not violent enough or too violent, and this produces constant fear. The schools have no answer as to how the knowledge they teach that seems completely irrelevant to Coates' daily life could make a difference for a Black boy or girl. I agree with that. If children are not interested in what you are talking about, they will not learn from you. Evil says black fear and white freedom walk hand in hand. They have to in order for either to exist. The other must benefit. This is the way they have made it to be. That is how the nation was built. I think they also use that to control us, right? Like we get afraid. I got afraid of doing YouTube because a white parent found my YouTube channel and told on me. True story. They told on me, and it was a way to try to control me. Even though, what they told on, girl, you can't be on YouTube drinking. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, the black fear and the white freedom of it all. It definitely is a part of our societal upbringing, for sure. It is definitely part of how we function in the world. Our fear allows them to do whatever they want to do. Our fear allows them to create laws, to monitor our spaces that we reside in. It even allows them to exploit our creativity to a certain degree. When I said that, I thought about Kim Kardashian, right? They are the epitome of culture vultures. Even if they're not 100%, Caucasian, whatever their nationality is, they're not looked at as black people, but they take from black culture. They take what we create and they make it seem like they created it, right? Like even down to, I remember when I was a young girl, Bo Derek. Do y'all remember who Bo Derek was? I feel like Bo Derek made a movie and then she had them French braids to the back, cornrows. Girl, we've been cornrolling our hair since the beginning of time. But child, when that Bo Derek came on that screen with them cornrows was a thing. Yes, ma'am. I put them back up. I'm rested, hungry, but not hangry. Yeah, girl. I got told on. Yeah, I got told on. It is very true about our fear, BJ Des. I never even thought about how much our fear controls how we move in the world, how we move when we have to present ourselves outside of our comfort zones, outside of our people and our circles, right? It really does. And like that's inherently part of our DNA makeup. That's part of the trauma that we live with every single day. All right, let's keep going. This is pages 39 through 57. Let me see. How much more do we have? Oh, we're getting there. Coates talks about his alma mater, Howard University, which he calls his Mecca. Howard is a historically Black college in Washington, D.C. There, Coates sees a beautiful, diverse assembly of Black people from exotic places and different backgrounds. He calls it the crossroads of the Black diaspora. He feels all of Black history walking through the campus. Howard is a place where Black history feels important, whereas the important historical figures he learned about in school were all white. Furthermore, Howard is located in a place of political power, and he walks in the footsteps of his heroes. He begins to think about Black history as a thing of its own, rooted in Africa, complete with powerful scientists and cultural heroes. Vicky said, let that marinate. The Black fear, the white freedom. Yeah, that is deep. That is really, really deep. Like it makes you, I think now when we leave out of our homes or when we work in different spaces, now we're going to all be in there like, am I operating from fear or preservation? Or am I showing up fully as myself? I think we are. Is it the code switching of it all? I feel like that's an appropriate word right here. We have the ability to turn it on and turn it off in a moment's notice, right? We have the ability. I know I do, child. I have the ability to talk like the most proper, educated person in the world. But then when I get with my people, child, I can bring some things down and I can, say some terrible words that reside on the inside. The code switching of it all is part of Black fear. I'm going to say that today. Code switching is part of the Black fear of it all. I never even thought about code switching like that, but that's pretty deep. It's sad as fuck, but unfortunately, it's embedded in it. Is. It's part of our DNA. We don't even think about it, Evil. I never thought about it until the way that you worded that it makes me think about it. Giving love from Vicky to BJ Des. I hope everything is okay, BJ. My son tells me I make everything about race, but I try to explain how to observe situations and how I relate to it, why it's race related. How can you not make things about race when this countryly child, when our country was literally brought to greatness on the backs of race? Right? Like, to act like the history doesn't exist, to act like we just woke up and all is fine and well with the world, and like the institutions that we still have to function in, and the capitalism of it all isn't embedded in racism, that's just not even like, that's just not real world. We still exist in a very racist society that was structurally founded to discount us, that was structurally intended to be created so that we didn't exist. We couldn't even go to school with white kids. We Black colleges that he's talking about actually exist because we couldn't go to college with white people, right? So, like, the structuralness, the systems of it all. We always talk about systems on my channel because the systems are a mess. The school systems, the policing systems, the foster systems, the welfare, all of the systems are a mess in America. And they might be messes everywhere. I'm only speaking on the systems that I'm very aware of. The systems of justice, they talk about justice is blind, child, not if you got enough money, not if you come from the right family, and not if your skin is of a certain hue sometimes, right? So, like, we cannot be blind to the race of it all. When we go to their scale businesses and they address you as if you might be in the wrong place, and I swipe my card and it accepts just as fast as the clear, child, their whole approach changes. Child, I be so hard on ignoring the people when I walk in businesses. I walk wherever I feel like. I don't be caring. Look, you can stare at me, you can follow me. If I want something, I'm gonna get it. And if you get on my nerves, I'm leaving and I'm gonna take my business elsewhere because my money is valuable. And if you don't value me enough to leave me alone while I'm in your business, then you don't deserve my coins. You don't. All right, let's keep going. Coates meets other people searching for answers, among them Samori's uncle Ben, whom Coates becomes close friends with. Coates writes poetry and performs it at open mic nights, and there he meets older poets who introduce him to more poetry and make him question his own writing and thinking. Coates begins to admire poetry in the same way he admires Malcolm X. Poetry can say much about something without ever stating anything outright. He spends nights arguing and debating with these poets. Because of these interactions and so much reading, Coates wants to learn to write. He recognizes writing as a method to confront his own innocence and rationalizations. Coates realizes that the point of his education is to learn to live in a constant state of mental chaos and questioning designed to leave him in discomfort by breaking all myths about the dream and simply laying out the terribleness of the world. Coates assures Samari that being Black doesn't make one immune to doing bad things and warns him to be careful not to get sucked into any nation's dream. In Prince George County, Black police who have been sucked into the white dream turn into the same plunderers who perpetuate violence under the guise of the law. Coates' history teachers challenged him to rethink his ideas about Black nobility and not confuse political propaganda with hard study. He thinks his idea about having a black trophy case of solely black intellectuals, as if they are better because they have not fallen prey to the dream and are in control of their own bodies. Upon taking a class about Europe, Coates sees how white Irish people are treated in a similar way to those who lose their bodies to slavery. And he wonders if being black actually has nothing to do with losing his body, but whether the term just means his race is at the bottom of the totem pole. He is certainly part of a tribe, but perhaps that tribe does not possess the romanticism that he once believed. Vicky says, right now, what is our government doing? They're trying to continue black fear and its freedom only for whites. I know they lying racist pieces of craps. I know that's right, child, because I don't understand why John Yates ain't been canceled yet. Like, girl, it didn't take YouTube long to take Bondi Blues channel for no reason. It didn't take YouTube long to take Official King Payne's channel for no reason before they gave it back. YouTube can snatch channels at will. There are petitions circulating to cancel John Yates. YouTube has been contacted to cancel John Yates. Yeah, John Yates still resides on YouTube, child. I heard that after there were some content creators here before I got here, and some type of fight happened somewhere in the real world, and YouTube snatched that channel too. Like, you know what I'm saying? The systems of it all. It's the systems for me that be snatching channels. Child. Yes, you guys, please hit that like button if you're here for a moment or for the entire stream or the replay. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 by 50. 50 is in June, y'all. A girl is going to be 50 in June. And yeah, help me with the algorithms of it all. Like, subscribe, and share. Girl, I was super excited. I went to Victoria's Secret to exchange some bras. I had 25 of them, but had 55 on my original order. I got the black female that helped me find all the same colors and design. Oh, I remember you was having a bra. You had to get measured in all of the things. Go, Evo, with the good fitting bras. Yes, Evo, with the padded bras now. Yes, Evo getting fancy. How is the boo liking the new gear, Evo? That tells you something isn't right. And girl, listen, YouTube's terms and conditions apply when they feel like applying. Otherwise, there are no terms and conditions on YouTube. There are none. Only when they feel like it. Mind you, the clear cashiers were adamant on checking the receipt. And they were like, oh, okay. Right. Tell them to get mind their business. Even if you didn't have a receipt. If you got the same card you used to get it, you don't even need a receipt. Girls, mind your business. Stop trying to mind other folks' business. All right, let's keep going. Wait, Evil said, he asked, did you get enough bras? Tell him it was time. Like you stepped into a new space. Like, and it fit good, boo. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's keep going. I think this is our last section. It is. This section represents the largest bloom of Coates' intellectual investigation. He finally makes it off the streets, out of childhood and away from the schools that don't care about his curiosity. Howard University is a place where he can devote all of the time he wants to learning and satiating his questions. He starts the description of the university by calling Howard his Mecca. He assumes that the reader knows the meaning of Mecca. which is a place that draws people to itself, and when capitalized, refers to the birthplace of Muhammad, the holiest city for Muslims. Knowing this definition helps clarify what Howard means to Coates. Coates has already stated he does not believe in God, but he does believe in constantly pursuing knowledge and an understanding about himself as a Black person in America. Therefore, Howard is his personal Mecca, the holiest place in his search for answers. In the Black diaspora, he sees people from his personal heritage who have dispersed and populated different parts of the world. After seeing gains in the projects and learning about white leaders, he finally meets Black individuals who pursue all sorts of intellectual subjects and come from different states and countries. He also walks in the footsteps, literally and metaphorically, of his Black heroes. At Howard, Coates grows to define himself as a researcher and a struggler. Child, I'm still a struggler. I'm a researcher too sometimes, but I'm a struggler. His days in the Moreland Springham Research Center are critical to his growth as a person because he inhales, I like that. He inhales ideas and opinions from myriad authors and then analyzes his thoughts about them. When he describes seeing the diversity of people on the campus, he experiences a reflection of what he has read in the library. Even as they are all Black in his eyes, they have different backgrounds and opinions. When he begins writing poetry, it is not for the sake of performance, but for investigation. Through all these days spent in the library, he recognizes that writing is the best form of personal investigation. Writing insists that you figure out what you really mean and why you mean it. Writing affords Coates the opportunity to meet other poets, all of whom are like him, searching for where they fit in the world. These poets and his teachers challenge him and lead him to read even more. They force him to be specific and critical about his own work and thoughts. Coates experiences two significant paradigm shifts in this section. He initially wants to understand just how the African people are separated from their roots. As he reads about people of power and significance in Africa, he sees that his race has its own scientists, musicians, writers, and engineers. He develops a mental trophy case of his African heroes and, after a time, begins to think of Black people as nobility. They are all kings in exile from their native lands, forcibly severed from their roots. During this period, when he looks out on the yard, he sees beautiful kings and queens with precious Black bodies. But as time progresses and he speaks with the poets and his teachers, he realizes he is falling into a dream of his own making. He has romanticized Africa and its heritage, just as he accuses Americans of romanticizing theirs. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the movie Black Panther. Remember the brothers came from Wakanda to America, and then whatever happened when the other brother came and did what he did to the brother, and they were all kings or princes in Africa. Like they were all nobility and royalty in Wakanda. And then they were transported here and they were made to look regular, right? They were part of gangs here. It makes me correlate like gang behavior to the behavior of the nobility of Africa, which is a romanticized existence. That's kind of what he's talking about. All right, let me get into y'all comments because I saw them and I was like, oh, I got to stay focused because they still talking about the bras, girl. Evil, like, and I think this is the part where people get frustrated on the replay game, y'all, when I get off of the topic at hand. And we got to get back to the comments because the girls got some things to finish talking about. Yes. The girls is sitting up. They big girls now. Hey, big girls. Yes, Evo. Get the girls up right. They deserve to be up. Do you do a little shimmy? The girls need a little shimmy. We started the bra shopping together. Next thing I know, she had 15 bras when I was barely looking for my second and final one. I ended up getting 3, so I would be 2. She done got 50 of them. You can't even keep up. Evil spent some coins because bras ain't cheap either. Evil went in there big money and dropped that card down like run them bras. Run all of the bras. I want all of the things. Give me all of the girls. Shimmy on, Evo. Shimmy on. Girl. Bikini said the bombshell bras are the best. It makes a miracle out of my breasts. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I had a lift. My girls are up and is stuck until eternity. They're up and they're stuck, girl. Up and they're stuck. The only reason I have to wear one is because we don't want to have headlights when we out in the public all the time. But girl, when the summertime rolls around, we don't care. Shine on, girl, shine on. Child. Mm-hmm. They not, girl, a shimmy. You ain't gotta shake them. Just you see that shoulder shimmy? Even look real quick. Look, you gotta look. Mine ain't big enough no more either, girl. You can shimmy them girls. Okay, we gotta focus. I got somewhere to be, y'all. I got somewhere to be. I gotta be out of here in like 20 minutes. Okay, come on. Let me focus. All right, Coates describes falling in love. He first falls in love with a woman from Bangladesh, and she opens his eyes to the vastness of the world. He calls her black out of ignorance because it is all he knows to call her. She opens a wormhole for him because she has traveled to and carried the lineage of distant lands. Coates then falls in love with a bisexual woman with long dreadlocks who lives with a bisexual Howard professor and his wife. This woman teaches him a form of love that is softer than his parents' love. He reminisces about the first time he and his migraine, he has a migraine, and she brings him to her house to take care of him. Coates admires the way Black people dance. He wants to dance, but a fear of his body has always held him back. Watching the people dance uninhibited in clubs, he appreciates that music and rhythm allow them to exhibit complete control of their bodies. He compares their dancing to Malcolm X's voice. This spurs his desire to write in the way that they dance, with control, power, joy, and warmth. He publishes articles and reviews in alternative newsletters, and his teachers edit them. The teachers point him toward journalism, which he loves because it enables him to ask questions. Coates speaks briefly about a young man named Prince Jones, whom he loves because Prince is generous, kind, and warm. He foreshadows that Prince will die at a young age. All right, let me see what y'all over here talking about. Y'all laughing. You got to practice your shimmy, Evil. You can join me and come to the class. Come to me in Bikini's class when I do her choreography. We can practice our shimmy there. We can shimmy together. Bay said, I've never known there was vultures until YouTube, and this reading is right on point and in today's time. Yeah, Coates is really good. And I like this summary. It really summarizes. And Bay, don't forget, if you want to read the book itself, I put the link to the actual book in my description. So please feel free, you guys. It's a really good book. Especially if you like, just in general, it's a good book. But especially if you're working with a Black boy or if you got a Black son out here, it will make your heart scream. Scream. All right, let's keep going. Coates meets Samori's mother, Kenyatta, at Howard. She is from Chicago and has no father. Like Coates, she seems aware of cosmic injustices. Furthermore, he recognizes that she understands the type of injustice against female bodies that he can never experience. She becomes pregnant with Samori. The pregnancy is unplanned and they are unmarried. Samori holds them together because they are both aware of the protection they owe their child. When they leave Howard, Coates does not complete his degree and works as a freelance writer. Samori's grandmother comes to visit them during the pregnancy and tells Coates to take care of his wife and her only daughter. Coates says his world changes at that moment because he realizes he is responsible for his family. Let me say that again for all of the manosphere in the back. Coates says his world changes at that moment because he realizes he is responsible for his family. Samori is named after Samori Touré, who resisted French colonizers and died in captivity. Coates intentionally named Samori after someone who struggled for freedom because Coates believes that there is a lot of wisdom in the struggle. One of the most important lessons he learns from the streets is that one's tribe struggles and fights together, whatever the outcome. Let me tell y'all this. YouTube is one of the messiest spaces I have ever seen that exists in my almost 50 years of living. But I'm going to also say this: the sisterhood and the relationships that I have seen, that I have experienced on YouTube, is some of the most awesome relationships. I do not believe when people tell you that you cannot have genuine relationship and fellowship with people that you've never met in real life. I just don't believe that that's true. I've had friends in real life who are trash, in my opinion, at this point. We're no longer friends. I've had friends in real life stab me in my front and back, coming and going. I'm sure I've done damage to people in real life that I have not intentionally planned to do. I've hurt people's feelings without even trying. Over the years, I've learned how to say things a little bit nicer, but I don't always, especially when you solicit advice from me and I really consider you to be like my for real friend in real life. I'm not really, soft about the genuine advice that I give. I give you my absolute clear perspective of whatever's happening. And then I say, but whatever you do, I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to always support you because you're my friend. But this is my reality and this is how I see it. So, yeah, relationships on YouTube are very, very possible. If you are showing up as who you are, other people will gravitate towards you and you will find relationship with them. Will it always be perfect? Could it become messy? It can. We're human beings and we're flawed. But the genuine people who fuck with you, they coming. They find you and they show up on your channel and you show up on their channel and you show up in their chat and you support each other and you become their loudest cheerleaders and things happen and relationships are forged from there. And you don't have to be in a rush. You don't got to be out here begging and sending super chats and sending cash apps. It just kind of happens organically if you allow it to. All of them fake super chatted, rise to the top, quick hitter relationships, them be the ones that turn into train wrecks, child. 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 All right, let me see where we at in the comments. Okay, wait, where we at? I don't know if I did this one. We're gonna practice, Evil. We're gonna get you your shimmy shake together, girl. Shake it. Shake it. Don't break it. Okay, that's Bay. I saw that comment. All right. Hey, love, Vicky. Sorry, I was making hubby breakfast. Yes, this is a good read. And yes, I am not a book reader, but I'm gonna get this book. It's good. You ain't gotta get it, babe. It's in the description. For me, I can only take bits and pieces from reading our history. I internalize things way too much. I'm working on it though. I do too. My small space. I'm a history teacher, so I don't have to consume everything like at one time. I definitely can't overwhelm myself with all of the historyness of it all. And I always find myself the relationship kind of sort of that I'm in now. Um, he is definitely very pro blackety blackety black. So that kind of helps give me insight into spaces that I don't necessarily go into by myself. Just his lens of how he sees the world, the books that he has, it kind of helps give me even more information, not just from a history teacher perspective. And I can't get too deep because I'm not that philosophical all the time. And the way my brain works, I start thinking about other stuff real quick. I got ADHD. Yes, I couldn't find your email in this description. My Instagram name is, girl, that's a whole lot. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I can't even read that bikini. Superlative hair creations. Oh, that's what it says. Superlative hair creations. Hold on. There go my email. Give me an email. Okay. My small evil says my small space exactly. I watch certain movies and I can't go outside for at least a day because Lord have mercy. Yeah, I just watched such a good movie last night. Um, Bay let me watch it at his house. What's the name of it? It's a new movie out with that man. What's his name? I can't even think of his name or the movie. Swan Song. It's such a good movie, and I don't even think it's like really popular. It's on Apple, I think. I don't have Apple stuff. I'm a droid. But it's called Swan Song, and Mahershala Ali is his name. It was such a deep movie. It was a little slow. It was a little slow, but it was really good. He's such a good actor. Like I just watch him for his acting abilities. It has nothing to do with Black History Month either. It was just a good movie. But it says, yes, ma'am, you most certainly can from genuine friendships. Yeah, you can form genuine friendships on YouTube. My small says, evil girl, I'm telling you, it's depressing. Mhm. Evil said, poor bikini gum disown me because I always miss her lives. But she know I'm not working out. Girl, when I see bikinis lives, I either finished working out, about to work out, but I'll be sitting down and I be trying to help her in the chat. Like, we gotta encourage each other. Girl, I be watching you. And I be doing a lot of stuff you be doing when I be doing my workouts. Not because I done added weights and stuff. Girl, I be doing the squats. I did a bear. Oh my God. What is them bear things called? A bear plank. The bear planks are evil as well as the mountain climbers and the things where you jump. All that stuff is evil. He does give me balance. He really does. He's probably watching today too, y'all. Ghost. He be watching your girl. You send me a DM. What is DM is what? Instagram? Girl, I'm not real good with Instagram. I'll be on there, but girl, I'm gonna look at it. Let me look. Oh, I'm not gonna look now because I got distracted. I got somewhere to be, y'all. Okay, wait, I gotta finish. You need to come over to the dark side. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, babe. I don't like Apple. I used to have an iPhone. I do have an iPod, a very old iPod that I use, but child, mm-mm. I don't like Apple products. I don't like it. I'm not even gonna act like I do. I am a droid. I have a note. I love my notes. I love using my little stick that comes with my note. And that's all I'm gonna say about that, girl. You and Apple can love on each other. Girl, the planks, you got to do a bear plank, evil. You be on all fours with your knees bent. Girl. I be doing them though, girl, because it's almost summertime. Thank you, babe. I can't share no more dancing videos though. I gotta wait until my birthday for y'all to get all of the things. All right. Okay, so it's IG. All right, let's finish, y'all. I gotta go. I'm gonna be late. All right, Coates encourages Samori to remember slaves as individuals, not simply as a mass of people. Each slave has their own personality, dreams, and family. Coates tells Samori to never forget that Black people in America were enslaved longer than they have been free. Let's say that again for the people in the back. Coates tells Samori to never forget that Black people in America were enslaved longer than they have been free, and generations of individuals knew nothing but chains. Lastly, he emphasizes that no matter how important the current situation of the Black race is, it is not redemption for the enslavement of generations that came before. It isn't Samori's responsibility to change the world. While it is a beautiful world, we still have to struggle with how to exist in his Black body. He has to struggle with how to exist in his Black body. Agree. The different loves that Coates experiences at Howard help him reevaluate himself and his own ignorance. He describes kissing the woman from Bangladesh as opening up a mental wormhole. He can only name her Black because it doesn't know what else to call her, but she is a different Black than him, and she has been to distant lands. She functions essentially. Wait, did I read that one or did I go back? Oh, yeah, that's right. She functions essentially as an expansion of his worldview. Being with this woman allows Coates to have an even more intimate experience with the knowledge of other lands. The fact that she carries a different lineage and heritage make him feel important in her presence. But Coates, having already identified himself as a researcher, is drawn to identifying his ignorance because it presents an opportunity to learn. The bisexual girl with the dreadlocks changes Coates' view of love. Though she doesn't appear to return his romantic feelings, he has been raised in an environment that is prejudiced against queer people and has spent his life calling them names and hating them. This woman, who uses her sexuality to take and express control of her own body, convinces him to change his views. The question of Coates' life is how to feel free in his body. This woman seems to feel secure and at peace in hers, but she is controlling her body in a way that he has been taught to perverse. He feels torn between judging her and the bisexual couple she lives with and being jealous of their closeness and bodily security. When he gets a migraine, the woman exhibits more tender love than he has ever felt. The more time he spends with them, the less his prejudices make sense to him. He realizes that in the same way he thinks of white people plundering his body, perhaps he has also stolen from gay and bisexual people of his own race. Now that's deep. And that is very introspective way of looking at how we treat other people who look, behave, or have different values and beliefs than we do. How are you treating people who reside differently, who move through the universe differently, who have different morals and values than you? How do you approach them? How do you treat them? How do you evaluate them? And how do you judge them? We all need to check ourselves about that. All right, this is our last slide, and then we'll get back into the comments, y'all. We made it to the end, and I'm going to get to my lunch. I'm going to be a little late, but I'm going to get there. We can see Coates' thoughts shift when he meets Kenyatta and she becomes pregnant with Samori. Until that point, he has been primarily concerned with his own personal explorations and questions. But when Samori's mother becomes pregnant, he feels very young. They aren't married at the time, but Samori keeps them together. They both know that they owe as much protection to their child as they can give him. The reader can infer that this realization is connected to the lack of security and protection that Coates and Kenyatta felt their whole lives. Coates now understands that the security of his family partially falls under his control. And if he fails at his ventures in life, his family will go down with him. I'm going to read that part again because we always get told how awful we are from the manosphere, especially as a Black woman. Coates now understands that the security and protection that Coates and Kenyatta felt their, I'm sorry, Coates now understands that the security of his family partially falls under his control, and that if he fails at his ventures in life, his family will go down with him. Samori's maternal grandmother puts this in stark light when she comes to visit and directly tells Coates to take care of her only daughter. From here on out, Coates' intellectual exploration is not just about his own questions, but about passing information to his son. Specifically, it is about getting Samori, his Black 15-year-old son, to understand that the value of life is in the struggle itself. And that is the end of part 1 of our drinking journal today. All right, I am going to go back to the first. Well, actually, I can take this off and I can pull up the comments. All right, let me see what y'all talking about. We talked about the dancing videos. Oh, here come Evil, because I think Evil is a droid too. Ooh, Android breaking news. Samsung next unboxing for new phone on the 9th. I didn't know that, Evil. I'm not trying to get a new one though. Listen, I can't keep up. I got a Note 10 Plus. Child, that's enough for me right now. It works. I still got my Note 8, and I had broke the little thingy, the little magic wand, and that's why I got a Note 10. I didn't know you could just order a new magic wand. I probably would still have a Note 8 that I use. I sleep with music on, and I use that for my music at night now. But my Note 8 still works just fine. I could have just kept that one. So I don't know what's coming out, but I ain't getting it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I got to pay off this laptop that I just bought so I could continue to stream. Bay says, OMG, if this ain't a piece of my life you're reading. Child, tell me more, Bay. Tell me more. Hey, Eagles. Good morning, sunshine. Hello, my sweet, precious sister, Organized Chaos. How are you? I'm doing well. Y'all, wait. Okay, wait. I got to send a text message real quick. Let my friend know that I'm stuck here with y'all for a second. I'm going to be a little late. Hold on. I'm going to be about, 20 minutes? Because I'm supposed to be there 11 minutes late. I'm wrapping up my live. Okay, I'm back. All right, I had to let her know. I'm going to be about 20 minutes late, y'all. Bay is giving love to Eagles. You have the Note 20 Ultra. I don't even know what that looks like. Girl, wait, let me go find it. On a field trip. I want to go on a field trip and look at Evil's Note 20 Ultra. Let's go on a field trip real quick. Even though I'm supposed to be somewhere else. I'm about to share my screen, y'all, and I'm about to show you this. Wait, hold on. Let me take that off. Let's go on a field trip and visit Note 20 Ultras. Okay, so look, these are Note 20 Ultras. Girl, what does that? I don't want that to happen. Why did that pop up? I just want to see a bigger picture. I guess that's all I'm going to get. Let me make this bigger over here. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good, girl. That's good. It's pretty. I have a Note 10 Plus Evil. I mean, it's pretty. Is it a curved screen like the Note 10 Plus that I have? Is it really? What makes the Note 20 Plus different? You got 3 cameras on the back. Oh, I got 3 cameras on my back. All of that stuff back there looks the same as mine. Is it bigger? What's the difference between the Note 20 Plus Evil or Note 20 Ultra? Child. Oh, it's big. I can see her hand right here. That thing is huge. Oh, you said no. Girl, you got the same thing I got. You got me over here looking at Note 20 Ultras. Our field trip was in vain, y'all. Evil took us on a field trip. You see my face, Eva? Anywho. All right, you guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you all so much. I will absolutely, for sure, be back next Saturday. I don't know what time yet with part 2. And oh, wait. One more thing before I go. Well, a couple more things before I go, because I got Eagles here too. Let me drop Eagles link. If you guys are not subscribed to my brother Eagle, please go subscribe to my brother Eagle. Eagles will get you in your spiritual church going vibe. Like I don't do organized religion anymore, but when I need a good word, go check out Eagles. He'll preach a good word to you up and down the streets. Yes, amen. Evil said, I got all of the last no 5s. I don't. I got the 8 and I got the 10. That's it. That's all I got, girl. That's all I got. That's all I could do. If you guys would please go subscribe to my brother's Eagles Soaring High channel, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. And as always, if you are catching this on replay, I appreciate you. Please make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share. If you are new to my channel, thank you for all of my new subbies. We're trying to get to 500 by 50, which is June. Help a girl get to 500 by 50. We are well on our way. And I just appreciate everybody. I appreciate my old subscribers who was here when I was just doing random things. All of the people who have started to come in because I'm trying to organize my little chaotic space a little bit better and do things that are really important to me. Bay says, I am a pansexual bi woman and have dealt with men that look down upon the LGBTQ community because how they were raised, but they get into and see love and care. Oh, that is I'm sure. Oh, you're going to love his story then. You're going to love the book then. That absolutely resonates with what you are experiencing. We need to talk about that, like how we treat people who move differently than us in this world. We like, especially church folk. Church folk are some of the most judgiest folk in the world. Girl, they judge you for being single. They judge you for who you marry when you get married. They judge you for having sexual relationships, but everybody in the church be having sexual relationships with everybody else in the church. They don't want you to be gay, queer, bi, any of the things, but the whole choir and the choir leader and the band directors are all of the things. Girl, the church be having me confusion. Wow. Okay, anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I was supposed to be there 2 minutes ago, and I ain't left the house. I had so much, not fun. I enjoyed you guys today. And again, for anybody watching this on replay, if me reading my chat is bothersome for you, I do apologize in advance, but it is absolutely something that I will continue to do on my channel until I get too big to do it, and I will still find a way to do it. The chat makes it worth it. I have been here by myself, and it is hard to be up here by yourself as a content creator. If you do not appreciate people reading chat messages, this is not the channel for you. When my people show up for me, I am going to click and read. I'm glad to have found your channel and you as well, babe, and I appreciate you for being here so much. Yes. All of the love. All right, y'all. I love you. I will see you guys at least next Saturday, if not before. You already know, if the spirit moves me, if something happens that I really just feel like I need to lend my voice to and put it in my channel, I'm going to be here. But for sure, I will see you all next Saturday at some time throughout the day. I got to make sure I'm not interfering with my other people because it's a lot going on tonight. That's why I went early today and I got things to do. I love you. Mwah. Have a good Saturday, and I will catch you on the other side.